everybody? How you doing? Paul Virzi here. And you guys are listening to the wait a minute, did I do the intro wrong? What's up, everybody, and welcome back. I forgot the intro to my own show. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi. You guys listening to episode 615. And I'm flying solo again, guys. You know, my wife under the weather this week. My kids needed me. I needed to step up, which means I ordered a lot of takeout and I bought my kids amazing lunches because I didn't pack lunches because I'm a dad that kind of doesn't know how to do all that shit. Um, Still figuring out how to do the dishwasher and laundry. I'm not gonna lie, I don't do laundry. I don't know how to do laundry. My wife does it better, and I'm just not a guy that does laundry. Don't judge me. But I'm doing the best I can to hold down the Virzi household, realizing how important my wife is. Of course, I knew how important she was, but until you deal with all the shit that a household has to deal with, and you realize what your wife does, you're kind of like, you know, listen, I never take what my wife does for granted. My wife is the anchor and the strength of this family as far as holding the house down. It's not my strength. If it was up to me and my wife was just say, incapacitated for a month, or she just couldn't do anything for a month, there would just be people. I'd have to pay people to do the laundry and hire people, have family come pay them. I can't. I don't know what to do. I could cook a couple nights. I could keep the house clean. Those things I can do. But when it comes to like really fucking getting down to it, no. It's it's Mrs. Virzi for sure. So that's why I'm flying solo again. But you guys seem to like the solo ones. I hope you guys do. I know the diehard Virzi Effect fans for some reason like me without a guest. But I'm going to be back in the studio with some guests. This is May is a solo heavy month of the Virzi Effect. And of course, I want to thank everybody who subscribed to the Virzi Effect. If you didn't, what are you doing? Go to my YouTube channel and click the subscribe button, guys. All you have to do, if you listen to this podcast and you like this podcast, I don't ask for money for this podcast. We don't take donations for this podcast. We don't do anything like that. I don't even do a Patreon for this podcast. All I ask you to do, go to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and I will give you free content. That's all I ask in return. Go to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, check out the Virzi Effect everywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. And yeah, there you go. Enjoy the show. And please rate and review, give comments, but your comments are the same. I like Paul. I like him with a guest more. I like Paul. I've been listening to the show longer. I like him solo more. I try to give you both, guys. You want to know why? Because I'm a fucking people pleaser, everybody. All right. That's why I'm a people pleaser. I want you guys to be happy. I want to be happy. All right. I want to be happy making you guys happy. All right. God, I got to talk lower. My wife hears that. She'll be like, then why the fuck did you you don't want to make me fucking happy, Paul? No, she's doing good, and we stopped fighting, thank God. Uh, you ever just want to leave? I'm totally, I'm totally I am totally kidding. Okay, let's get into the show. Some cool stuff to talk about. A lot of people were asking, what's my take? How do I feel about the New York Knicks? How do I feel? Oh, about what happened with my New York Knicks. Well, here's how I feel. I feel as though, what's going on with the shadows here? Oh, my hat, maybe. All right. I feel as though the New York Knicks had an unbelievable season, and I will let you guys know exactly what I feel, how I feel it, why I feel it. All right, and then we'll move on from there. So here's the thing. Game 7, I got tickets. I didn't know if I was going to get tickets. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't go to round 1. maybe I'll go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but what if they don't get into the Eastern Conference Finals? And then when Josh Hart got hurt, which is like our fourth starter getting hurt, you guys got to understand something. What the New York Knickerbockers did, you could be a Knicks hater and do all you want. I try to be realistic with everything. The New York Knicks had an all-star out, one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA out in Mitch Robinson. So we had no Randall, we had no Robinson. We had our one of our best shooters off the bench, Bogdanovich. He's out. Okay. You have OG Anunoby, who we were 25-5 with him in the lineup since January 1st. You had him get hurt in game 2. By the way, we won the first 2 games with him in. Okay. So after our first 8 basketball games, right? We won 4-2 against, and then 6. After our first 8 playoff games, we only lost 2 with OG in the game, and then OG is out. So now we have no Randall, no Mitch, no Bogdanovich, no OG. Then Josh Hart, the heart and soul of the Knicks, he gets hurt. He leaves the game, and we get killed. So now I'm like, do you really want to go to game 7 at Madison Square Garden with all of these injuries? Another team has momentum. Like, what should you do that? What should you do? And I'm not going to lie. I'm looking, all my hookups were gone because I didn't plan to go. So my hookups were, what were my hookups? My hookups were, BetMGM couldn't get tickets, too late. You know, my agency couldn't get tickets, too late. Um, Friends. So it's game 7. Everybody's already going and they know they're going. And here I am the midnight before game 7. I'm going, I got to get tickets. And I spent some money. And I'm not saying, and I'm like, I'm not just taking my son, I'm taking my daughter. This is game 7, Madison Square Garden. We're going to live and die with this team today in a game 7 to see if we go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we do it. And we met some friends down there. Somebody that's with the Knicks was kind enough. Shout out to my boy, Steve, who was kind enough to get us down on the floor. We're excited because OG's warming up. I almost said Kevin Hart. Josh Hart's warming up. We're like, oh, they're going to play. It's going to be great. And then you guys saw the game. And then on top of all of that, we fight back. We get it within 7. They go back up. And halfway through the third quarter, it was the kill shot, everybody. It was the kill shot. The New York Knicks went into that game wounded, gunshot wounds, but still crawling forward. Still crawling forward. We're going to get there. We could still get there. We could still get there. And then bang, the kill shot to the head of the snake. And that kill shot was Jalen Brunson breaking his hand, or a fracture in his shooting hand halfway through the third quarter. He left, tried to come back, left again to never be seen again because he broke it. The way Indiana was shooting, I don't know if we could come back and win that game, but I know one thing: without Jalen Brunson, we ain't coming back to win that game. And then I got to be honest, then there was just like, I don't know, gratitude, thanks. The Garden clapped for all of the players, the way they fought. The Knicks were unstoppable. And I really believe this. I'm not saying this as a delusional Knick fan. And I know I've said some shit in the past, but like, being realistic, looking on the outside, being on the outside looking in, as far as a basketball fan, I feel as though, I really do. I feel as though, um, what this team gave us, I just felt like at peace. I was like, what else can you ask for? When we were healthy, we were that good. Like, we were so good. I think there was only like 16 games where we had like OG, Randall, everybody together, obviously Brunson, DiVincenzo, everybody. And I think we were like 16-2. Like, we beat the shit out of the Nuggets. We beat the shit out of the Timberwolves. We smoked the Celtics. Um, you know, and then injuries happen. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be the case throughout the playoffs, but a full-fledged, powerful Knicks team, healthy Knicks team going in, um, would have gone to the Eastern Conference Finals, if not the finals. I really believe that. I really think so, but it wasn't meant to be. And the kill shot was Jalen Brunson. But I clapped. We were there to be with them the last game. And there was something about, you think like going to game 7 and a loss is horrible. It's actually not. It's actually not. The loss that would hurt would be a game that you should definitely win, or like you lost on the road, you come back home. You want to win game 7. I'm not trying to make excuses, but when I guess when people were like, why are Knick fans okay with this? Why are Knick fans saying it was a successful season? Because if you're a Knick fan, you understand what we've seen for the last 25 years plus years. And now what you're seeing is stability. Now what you're seeing is a superstar point guard that it starts with him. Now what you're seeing is everybody that bought into a coach. And the whole thing with Tibbs and the minutes, of course he's got to give big minutes when everybody's hurt. It's just what it is. He doesn't have time to rest anybody for 2 minutes when he's got no bench. You can't have guys that are like 8, 9, 10, 11 on the bench being in the game for a lot of the time. You can't do that. So I don't blame him. And obviously the players don't, because the players want him. He's not going anywhere. The New York Knicks were a game away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals with half of their team depleted, half of their starters out injured, and still putting up a fight and fighting to the very, very end. So I'm excited about the future, and it is what it is. Now, if we were full powered and losing like that, I'd be like, this sucks. Here we are again. It's devastating. But it's not the case. So New York basketball, I think, is alive and well. I think it's only going to get better. The Knicks have a bunch of first-round picks to play with. We have a bunch of money to play with, and we have some really great talent. So there you go. That's how I feel about that. I probably shouldn't have spent the money knowing that the injuries, though. Looking back, I'm like, man, you know what? If we'll watch it on the 70-inch screen, if they win it, maybe we'll think about getting tickets to, earlier in the Eastern Conference Finals. But you know what? It wasn't meant to be. And for some reason, we kind of left fine. Tipped our cap to a team that did their best, and there you go. So that's what I think about. People like, check on Virzi. Is Virzi all right? Has anybody heard from Virzi? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm really good with it. So I know that this the top of this podcast is very sports heavy, but my beloved Knicks, you guys know how I feel about them. I had to talk about it. All right. Now I guess you get into baseball a little bit. Can I be honest? I mean, I love the Yanks and I have a great time at Yankee games, but the season is so long. Like, literally, I gotta wait till like September to get excited about the. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm into the games. I watch the games. I hope they win, or when I can, I watch the games. I hope they win. I keep up with them. But let's be honest here, guys. This shit doesn't get exciting until, 162 games. People freaking out. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of baseball to be played. So now, you wait for, September, October is the best time of year for sports, and that's what we will wait for. So uh that's pretty much my assessment on the Knicks. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. If I am, I know there's gonna be hate on here. No, it's because fucking Tibbs. Trust me, I was in Chicago. I saw it, guys. Um, these are professional basketball players in their 20s. Okay. They're professional basketball players in their 20s. And Tom Thibodeau gets millions of dollars a year because he kind of knows something and he knows what he's doing, and he's gone far before. And he got to almost the Eastern Conference Finals with a very, very young team, or I should say young as far as put together. So there's going to be hate. People are going to say shit. No, trust me, you guys ain't going to do shit. This was a fluke. Okay. Just like last year when I got into arguments with people and I said Jalen Brunson is coming, and they go, nah, he ain't going to have a year like that's a year of his. Nah, he's coming. Jalen Brunson went from a good player to a star to now he's just a bona fide superstar. He's an all-star and he is one of the best players in the NBA. And I'll tell you this right now, I'll take Jalen Brunson over Luka right now. I'll take Jalen Brunson over Tatum right now. I'll take Jalen Brunson over probably, I don't know, I mean, go through the top 10 superstars. I'm talking about right now. Talking about what he accomplished right now. You know, he just keeps getting better. He makes intelligent decisions. He rarely does anything stupid or selfish. And when he does, he calls himself out on it. See, that's the other thing, man. Like Jalen Brunson is the type of guy to be like, yeah, I was stupid and I need to learn from it. I don't know why I had the ball too long. I don't know why I didn't do this. Like having a guy that holds himself accountable and doesn't get mad at other things and doesn't project and make excuses. I mean, I'll take this guy over a lot of people. I really, really would. And I know that there's going to be hate on that, but when you watch the kid, look at the kid's numbers. I mean, the kid is 140-point playoff game away from tying Steph Curry. Think about that for a second. He's on that list. He's an animal, you know. And listen, there's things he can improve on. I'm sure he was pissed about how he shot from the foul line during the playoffs. I'm sure there were certain games where, you know, the game where he had was like 0 and 11, 0 for 11. But like he's the type of guy that he's having a bad game with 5 points in the first half and ends up with like 31. It's a bad game for him. The worst game he had in the playoffs, I believe, was like, yeah, you know, 24 points. And I mean, you know, forgetting games that he had to leave because he was, you know, had to go in the locker room, deal with an injury. I'm talking about full games that he played. 24 points was a bad one. So I'll take that kid. Jalen Brunson is a star. He's a superstar, and the New York Knicks have him, and he's in his 20s, and he's a superstar point guard in the NBA. And I am glad he's a Knick, and that's why I think our future is bright, and I think we have great players around him. So there you go. All right. Hate all you want, people. I'm just telling the truth. You don't see me talk shit. Don't put that shit on me. Okay. Don't turn me into that. P. Diddy's having a rough week, huh? I mean, geez. It's one thing when you hear accusations, but then when you just see somebody running down a hotel room, like running down a hotel hallway with a towel, like kicking a woman, it's kind of hard to be like, hey, no, he didn't mean. I mean, dude, Diddy's having a rough one. Look, man, you know, you never want to accuse somebody of something or being opposite of guilty. I mean, innocent to proven guilty, whatever it is. But isn't it funny that, like, when you hear all of these stories for years and everyone's like, no, no, and then all of a sudden it comes out, you know, there were rumors for years about Bill Cosby doing the shit that he did. There were rumors for years in Hollywood about Harvey Weinstein when women would go to his hotel room and want to get a partner. There were stories forever. There were stories forever about the shit. And then it finally comes out and people are like, oh my God. And it's like, well, you got to start listening. People are talking. I'm sure there were rumors about Epstein Island. They're taking young girls over there. Young girls are doing this. Everybody, no, no, no. And then it happens. And then everybody gets quiet. It's like, yeah, man, as much as you don't want to say, because there have been things said that weren't true. So the things that are said that not true, give it a, you know, make you feel bad. But at the same time, when like all of these accusations come out, man, you got to be like, start listening. Can somebody like, what I don't like is how Hollywood or people in the business or just people in general in the news, they act appalled when they've heard about it for a long time, you know, and they're like, and maybe they just try to block it out or not think it because they know somebody and they think the person was nice or the person is nice to them. That does happen too. You ever have somebody be nice to you and other people don't like? You know, I'm talking, hey man, how you doing? Oh, what's going on? And you're like, really? And then you know, everyone else like, I hate that guy. That guy's a dick, right? Was that guy a dick? And you're like, he was kind of a sweetheart to me. He was kind of great to me. That's always weird. I had a weird one happen where I had a weird one happen where There was a comic, and guys, I can't mention names. People go, don't talk about it if you can't mention names. But there's a ton of, listen, the comedy community is a lot smaller than you guys think. When you reach a certain level, everybody knows everybody. We've had interactions. We've been in the comedy club green rooms. We've been at comedy clubs together. We've sat at tables and have eaten together. And we've talked and we've laughed and we've been on shows. So everybody knows everybody pretty much, when you get to a certain level. And there was just this comic who just for some reason I didn't vibe with. They didn't vibe with me. I didn't vibe with them. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that guy. I don't need to try to be nice. I'm done with it. It's like everybody loves the dude. And for some reason, I just didn't vibe with him. Everyone's like, oh, that guy's great. But for some reason, I don't know what it was. I didn't know if it was a competition thing. I didn't know, but every time it was just this kind of unsaid, just weird, hey, what's up? Like you could, and then I run into the dude and it was like, hey man, what's up? Hug. Man, I love you, man. Dude, you're the best. And I was just like really taken back by it. Like, and and then I saw all the things that the people that love him saw, not just because he was nice to me, because there was just a difference in the person. And I'm wondering what that was, you know? And I'm sure in your profession, if you're listening to this, if you're not into comedy or you're not, in the comedy business or show business, you can be in whatever business you're in an office building, in a doctor's office, whatever you're doing. And there's somebody that just for some reason, when you see the person, there's just this thing. There's just this thing, and it can't be described, and you don't know why. You don't know why this person is either not vibing with you, you're not vibing with them. There's something there. Everybody has that. And then you're confused why it's like that. But this was a weird one because I was literally done. Didn't need to say it was like, when you're over it too. It's so funny because it's like how end up with my wife. You know how I ended up with my wife? I ended up with my wife because I was trying to date her. Now I knew my wife for a long time. In fact, I dated the girl that I dated in high school was best friends with my wife in junior high, and my wife went to the rival high school, and I never knew her. I just heard of her through the girl that I was dating. Okay, so I don't know if I've ever told this story, but or maybe on other podcasts, but that's how I got to meet Stacy, or how the first time. You guys ready for this? This is a big one actually. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the Virzi Effect. This is episode 615. Maybe I did a long time ago, whatever. The first time I ever spoke to my wife, I was a senior in high school dating a girl that she went to junior high school with. And there were two high schools you can go to from this junior high school. And my wife went to the other one, never knew her. And I'm dating her best friend from junior high school. And I get a phone call as a senior from my wife, who I never met, who went to the other school. And she goes, are you cheating on so and so? She told me that, and that's horrible. And you need to, but, and I'm like, I don't, first of all, my mom was in the kitchen, I remember. And I'm like, I don't even fucking know you. Like, you don't know the story. I mean, I don't remember the story now, but I was like, I don't even know you. Like, what is this? This is the first interaction I ever had with my wife. I should have fucking known then. Then I'm bussing tables at Applebee's, and the manager there, uh, happened to be best friends with her in high school. So she would come into the Applebee's and she was there again. And then I moved to Queens and all. I hear that she's in Jersey City. And then we started just hanging out as friends. And I tried to make it more. And I was like, let's do this. We'd go to the movies, we'd go. And she just wasn't really biting on more than friends. I mean, I hooked up with her a couple times. We'd go out for drinks. She hook up, but never like took it to another thing. And then I was done. I was over it. I was like, I'm finished with this shit. I don't need this. You know what? And I remember my older brother, shout out to my older brother, Christian. He just gave me clarity. He goes, Paul, he goes, if she's not biting, if she doesn't want to just move on. It's her loss. Just keep going. And that was like a light bulb. And I'm like, yeah, What am I doing? I'll just go with somebody else. I'll just get. And the weekend that I really let go, I got a text message from her saying that she missed me. And the rest is history. The point I'm trying to make is I got this shit with this comedian out of my heart. Like I'm done. I don't even care. Yeah, fine. You're not crazy about me. I'm not crazy about you. Let's just fucking tip our cats to each other, respect what each other does as a performer and a comedian, go on with our lives. And then I see the dude, and it was all fucking love. It was all great. It was all, and I'm going, maybe it was his insecurity, maybe it was my insecurity, maybe we were both at a place younger and both of our insecurity, whatever it was, and it ended up being a great thing. And I'm like, oh shit, that happens sometimes too. And that's the beautiful thing about life is like, don't ever count anything out. I know we got here from the P. Diddy thing. I don't think it would be fair to say you know you're friends with P. Diddy and then you see him kicking some woman on the floor at a hotel. And you're like, listen, he was fine with I mean, listen, he invited me to his party. I mean, I got a friend like that. He could meet the biggest asshole, and if as long as they're nice to him, he could meet Hitler. He could have met Adolf Hitler and be like, look, the guy's nice to me. I don't know what to tell you. The guy is I'm not really, I'm not really like that. If you're an asshole and I could see, but see, I got that Sicilian thing, which is a real thing, by the way, guys. It's a real thing. I walk into a room, I see people, I meet you for 5, 10 minutes. I know what you're about. I do. I think Greeks have it too. My mother had it. She's Greek, but my Sicilian side of the family, dude, my Sicilians are so crazy. They could feel you over the phone. Like you could answer the phone and be like, "Hey," and they'll be like, "What's going on? Does your leg hurt?" You're like, "What the what?" They just get a sense of it. They know. It's like this sick intuition. Um, like that story, like the ghost story that I had, the intuition. You guys heard that story, I hope. When I was sitting outside and I felt something. You can go back to the Virzi effect and listen to ghost story and listen to that episode. See, there you go. Another reason why you should subscribe. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel because all the episodes come out there. But yes, I would believe I was in 10th grade. I was in 10th or 11th grade, and I was outside in front of my like 10 o'clock at night smoking a Marlboro Medium. And my mother told me not to have any friends come over because after I was done, and I was listening to headphones at the time, a Walkman or a Discman or whatever, and I got this unbelievable sense that something was coming to get me, and my mom opened the door and saw something that I didn't see, and it ran in the back, and it still freaks me out. So check out that episode. All right, I'm giving you guys gems here, time travel shit, all real, by the way. I'm not doing that shit. We talked about it. I'm not doing the fake shit. So I don't even know if I have any sponsors this week. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm home. We'll do another one when I do another one. Somebody's coming in here right now. Everything okay? All right. I'm about to get yelled at or told something. I don't know. There's a big thing going on online right now on my Instagram because I did a podcast with Derek Gaines and Dave Temple. Shout out to them. Their podcast is awesome. We were talking about the Ninja Turtles, which is the best Ninja Turtle. I'm going to talk about that right now. And then I'm going to talk about the sneaker thing, which we talked about there. A lot of people agreed with me. A lot of people are upset with me. I'm going to say it again on the show. What time is it? We're moving here. I'm going to say it again on the show, and I'll talk about the turtle thing quickly, but then go to their podcast and listen to it because I don't want to take away from the thunder of their podcast, but it's been out a while. I said on the podcast when it comes to sneakers, although I like them and they're nice, the Jordan ones are overrated and uncomfortable. And guys, the bottom line is Michael Jordan stopped wearing them because his feet would bleed when he ran in them. So I'm not saying something crazy here. The greatest basketball player in the world, whose sneaker it was like, yeah, my feet would bleed. I love the way they look. And I think the reason why the Jordan 1 is so popular is because of the way they look. but you can't sit there and put a Jordan 3 on or an Air Max 1 on and then put on a Jordan 1 and tell me that it's as comfortable, because it's just simply not. It's simply not. Those 4s behind me, those are more comfortable than Jordan 1s. So Jordan 1s are cool if you're hanging out at the house and you have some people over and you're not doing a lot of walking, but you want to look good. Great. But you ain't gonna wear Jordan 1s if you're gonna walk around the city a long, long time. Number one, you're gonna crease them up. And number two, you're just not gonna be comfortable with it. If you broke it down, it's like a slab of rubber with like thin leather on the sides of it and no cushy parts to it at all. So um I love the sneaker though, and I love the way it looks. I'm just saying, as far as like comfort, you just can't tell me Jordan 1's comfortable. I'm sorry. You just can't. Okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm a 45-year-old man. I'm fully well aware of that. But I'm also a guy that likes to argue and I like to break things down and I get philosophical with shit. So I'm going to do that about the Turtles. First of all, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are New York Knicks fans. Make no mistake about that. Second off, the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is clear. I'm going to break down why. You guys can argue. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this one, but here's the best part. I don't read the YouTube things. My producer does. so so any negative shit is either I'm not going to argue. This is my opinion. Does not have to be your opinion. Guess what, everybody? Doesn't have to be your opinion. I can say something, you can disagree with it, and we go on with our lives, and hopefully you still like my show. I could do a joke on stage that you don't love. You don't love the topic matter, but then hopefully the other jokes make you laugh and you like me and you're a fan of me. It doesn't have to be. We're in a place now where somebody says one thing, like, fuck that person. Okay. There's Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, right? We all know the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Derek Gaines was saying it's Michelangelo. Dave Temple was saying Raphael. The best turtle, as far as the one who I think is the one, is the leader. And I don't say that because Leonardo's the leader. I say that because Leonardo was, that's smacking is outside. Okay. Leonardo was chosen to be the leader from the beginning. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys are, watched the Ninja Turtles. I don't watch all of the shit. I've just seen them as a kid, but I was on a podcast that gets heavy into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you know what? When people attack me online or talk about things online that I said, I'm going to defend my position on my own show, The Virzi Effect, 615. Thank you for listening. Fucking Splinter saw these things, saw the turtles as babies when they were baby turtles. He knows who. He's like, okay, that's the one. You ever go to a fucking, you know, you ever go to a rescue shelter and you pick a dog? You know, one dog's got foam coming out of the mouth, the other dog, and then there's just one that's like walking calmly, looking at you, has a little pride, is not all, wants to come, but is like, if you don't come, just like my wife, like, you don't want to come, I'm good. That's the one. Maybe it's not a fair analogy because they were all his, whatever you want to say, his kids, but and then somebody goes, well, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael die as the story goes on, and Michelangelo is the last one. Ronin, right? Here's the thing about that, though. I am sure that Leonardo did something to inspire Michelangelo, or I am sure that Leonardo sacrificed himself for his brothers so they can do something. And I'm sure that they can learn from his leadership. But he's the one. And that's why he's the leader. And that's why he's always trying to be better. So that's why I decided to choose Leonardo on that podcast. And that's why I stand by that decision. Okay. First of all, Michelangelo, too young, too immature, or whatever. You know, Raphael's fucking hothead. He's like Sonny in Godfather. And Donatello, you know, the techie geek guys can never be the one. You need them, but they're not the one. You know, they can definitely like invent shit or do shit that really helps everything, but the one is the one. One is the one. And there you go. That's pretty much all I have to say. All right. So those were two things that came up that people went at. And people were like, who? You know, people got mad at the sneaker thing. You know, there's a difference between classic sneaker and comfortable sneaker all day long. Chuck Taylors are classic. So fucking, you might as well be in those Asian slippers that you put on when you go get a fucking massage. I mean, that's really I mean, you might as well put duct tape around your ankle. Actually, if you put duct tape around your ankles, you probably have more support than a Chuck Taylor. So let's not get crazy with that. Okay. Like I said, those Jordan 4s behind me, white cements, those are way more comfortable, have way more support. Um, so, you know, it's funny what people get mad at. You want to know though who gets mad at it? The people that all they buy is Jordan 1s. Why don't you go and buy yourself a nice pair of Jordan 3s, Jordan 4s? To go buy yourself a nice pair of Air Max 1s, put those puppies on with a nice outfit, walk around and tell me. You know, there's a big reason why basketball players are now having Sketcher fucking basketball sneakers. Comforts, comfort first. It's 2024. And there's a reason too. That's the other thing. Technology. You could wear vintage shit all you want. There's a reason why it's not comfortable. Um, guys, before I get out of here, I want to thank, oh shit, we're moving right along. We're moving right along. I want to thank you guys so much for all the tickets that are being bought across the country. And we added some dates. That's right, everybody. We added Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Fucking Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Tell your friends. I have not been to Milwaukee in a long time. It was on the short list of where to do the special. I will be at the Improv June 14th and 15th. It's a quick turnaround. So get in there. Tell your friends. I haven't been there. I don't know what to expect, but I'm coming to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, June 14th and 15th. Okay. July 26th to 27th. I will be at Laughs Comedy Club in Seattle, Washington. And the next night, the 28th, I'll be in Portland, Oregon at Mississippi Studios. You could check those dates out. September, I am going late September. I'll be at Side Splitters in Tampa. Those are going to sell out. We almost sold out all 5 shows last time. This time we're going to sell them out. I can't wait. And I'm bringing a bunch of new material with me. So go to that. November, we're at Rhode Island. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm trying to get into Germany for the Munich game with the New York Giants in November. So I don't know, there's nothing set, but I'm trying to go with my family to see the Giants play the Panthers in Munich November 10th, which is the day before my birthday, and I'm trying to go perform in Germany if there's any openings for anything. I'm last minute with this shit, but the NFL schedule came out. I'm trying to do that. And of course, guys, June 8th, a little over 2 weeks away. June 8th, the Gramercy Theater, New York City. Tickets are going. I think there's like 100 tickets left, and we have 2.5 weeks. So if you are in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, get in there. And for the first time in forever, I'm bringing merchandise. I'm bringing the Virzi t-shirt with the New York skyline. It's going to say Gramercy Theater. It's going to say June 8th, 2024. It is such a cool t-shirt, honestly. And you know I ponied up for the nice soft shit. Okay, I'm not giving you guys this hard cardboard shit. You're going to get a great t-shirt if you come out to the show. After the show, they'll be available online too. If you don't have cash on you that night or Venmo or whatever, we'll figure all that shit out. I'm probably speaking out of turn. There's probably other ways to do it that I don't know about, whatever. But I'm bringing the t-shirts. I'm bringing a great time. We're going to have a great time. We have the after party. So check out the Gramercy Theater if you're in, like I said, Jersey, Connecticut, all that stuff. Gonna be a meet and greet, pictures. I will fucking take pictures. There's none of this COVID shit. You know, there was a debacle with what happened on New Year's Eve. It will be made right in a little more than 2 weeks at New York City. I want to take pictures with you. I want to sign shit. I want you to get the t-shirt. We're going to have a great time. All right. That is June the 8th. I'm sorry, June 8th, Gramercy Theater, Saturday night, New York City. And then the next week I'll be in Milwaukee. All of the dates, whether dates are brand new coming in or the dates that are already on there, you can get them all at paulvirzi.com, VIRZI. I have some more podcasts. I'll be a guest on a bunch of other podcasts coming out. And we got some really cool stuff coming up this year, guys, and including a special, which I'm very excited about, and hopefully some other things. So keep your fingers crossed for your boy. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. MRI came back, herniated disc, L5S1. Got to do some shit in order to not have surgery. If any of you have dealt with the L5S1, let me know. That's what I'm dealing with. It's going down my left leg. It kind of sucks. I'm trying to do stretches. We're going to figure it out. I love you guys. Thank you guys. This has been the Virzi Effect 615. I will try and get in studio next week if everybody's doing better. But if not, I'll just rock with you this way. You guys are the best. Tell a friend. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube. Check out Bone to Pick with Bobby Kelly. Check out my special on Netflix, Nocturnal Admissions. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you.